Hello, welcome to Michelle Sews Again. I'm Michelle. I am actually doing a Friday sews for the first time in a very long time. So if you want to hear about the little bit I've been sewing and other things that I've been working on and a little bit about life, then please stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing that I sewed was for my cruise vacation that I took at the end of July. So gosh, that was a month ago, right? Anyway, I made another Nova Midi. It's a style arc pattern that is one of my favorites. I've made several of them. I want to say 4 or 5 before this one, and this is either my 5th or 6th one. I forget, I lost count. This is the first one that I've made in a rayon though, and I do love how soft and flowy it is. Look how pretty that fabric is. And I used a bias tape to finish it off. The pattern does call for the bodice to be lined, so it's a double layer. I've never made it that way. I've always just used bias tape for the neck and armholes, just because I prefer the lighter weight of it. But yeah, I really like this. I'll insert a twirl here so you can see how it looks on me. But this is one of my favorite go-to dress patterns. It's tiered. It works for my body shape. It works for my height. I don't believe the pattern comes with pockets, so I just have a pocket pattern that I've copied from another pattern. I leave it in the folder with the pattern so that I don't forget to make it, because I do have a couple of these where I forgot to put pockets in, and it makes me crazy every time I wear them. I know I could go back in and add pockets, and maybe one day I will. I just haven't yet. But yeah, so that's the first thing. What do you think? Okay, the second thing that I made, you guys, I love this dress so much. Way more than I expected to be honest with you. So I made the True Bias Lodi dress. Lodi? I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's just a basic sleeveless kind of almost, I have to think of the name because I'm drawing a blank. Cocoon. Like cocoon style dress where it's like, it's semi-fitted at the top and then it kind of goes out and comes back in. It's very subtle. It's not like a huge bubble. And so what I ended up doing for this one was I graded sizes, especially at the hips. And once I made it and I wore it, I realized I really didn't need to do that. I think it would have definitely fit fine, and it still would have given the same look if I hadn't graded out the hip to the next size up. I am going to do a review on this pattern, so I'm not going to get too much into it, but I made it in this stunning tropical scuba fabric because we had a tropical night on the cruise, and I didn't want to go with the obvious choice, even though it would have been beautiful, of like a tiered, flowy kind of sundress in a tropical print. I feel like that everybody was going to show up in something like that. So I ended up doing it in this scuba with just a basic knit sleeveless V-neck pattern. And I think I looked cute. I was comfortable. And this fabric is just so pretty. And the fact that it's sleeveless and short means that even though it's scuba, it isn't that hot. So it works out fine for me. So I'll be doing a full review on this. So if you're interested in that at all, make sure that you're subscribed, hit the notification bell, so that you are alerted when that video actually comes out. So again, here's a twirl. Let me know what you think. I've already shown you about the caftan that I made. So if you're interested in the caftan, I knocked off one that I bought to wear on the cruise. I knocked it off so easy, and the video is here somewhere. So I'll link that video up above so that you can watch that next. By the way, if you're not aware, when you click on the iCard, wherever it might be, all that does is puts it in your queue. It won't stop this video and automatically take you to that one. It'll just put it in your I want to view that next list. So just letting you know that if you weren't already aware. So in that caftan video, I mentioned that I love that style. I've worn both of those caftans multiple times already. I feel like I want at least one more. And I found this Turkish towel on Amazon. This thing is huge. And all I would need to do is cut the neckline and then sew a seam on the side. Now, yes, it's going to be much, much wider than the other one, but it's got the fun fringe detail. So I feel like that would be okay. So I feel like it would be okay that it would be that wide. I don't know. Now that I'm holding it up, I'm kind of second guessing that. So I'm wondering, maybe I will cut it down to the right width and then just reattach the fringe with a seam, which that would be easy enough to do. So yeah, when my husband saw it, he's like, well, that looks kind of tame for you. I was like, yeah, well, it is 100% cotton. So if I wanted to dye it, I could. And I really do want an ice-dyed version of a caftan. So that remains to be seen. So I did do a little bit of a fabric haul. It's only 3 pieces. But I got swayed by one fabric in particular that was in the email. And then when I went on the website, I found 2 more. So this is from Afrique Boutique, I believe is how you say it. And they have a bunch of Ankara prints and different, you know, African prints. And I really loved this one. And I do have a couple of Ankara fabrics that once I washed them were soft and almost rayon-like. And then I have some that were still somewhat structured and firmer, and you know, so you definitely have to wash it first, which you should wash all of your fabrics first anyway. But you really kind of need to wash it first because they recommend that you wash it with salt so that it helps break up the wax coating that might be on them. And some of them come out a lot softer and some of them don't. So these are very stiff, so I'm hoping they come out softer because I love the prints. But if they don't, I don't know, I could see maybe shorts or maybe some elastic waist pants or something. And I would just wear, like, I could really see these as a pair of like capri pants that I just wear like any one of these colors in a top. Or even an ice-dyed top with many of these colors, I think would look fabulous with it. In fact, maybe that's what I'm going to do. But I love this one. This is the one that drew me in. And then while I was there, I picked up this one. I just love the colors. They're so vibrant. And I just think they're a lot of fun. So I got 3 yards of each of those. I don't buy the full 6 yards because I've rarely ever needed 6 yards of fabric for anything. Okay, the next thing on my list is and I'm going to do a more thorough review of these. So if you're interested, again, make sure that you're subscribed. But I was, the owner of Tape Free Patterns reached out to me because she had seen my video on different ways to get your PDF patterns printed if you weren't interested in taping them together yourself. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it up here. Please go and check it out. I have not used all of those printer companies, and I say that as I'm reviewing them. I'm just giving you the data that I could find on their website. But Kathy, who owns Tape Free Patterns, reached out to me and wanted me to mention her business. She gave me a discount, a one-time discount to place an order so that I could try it out myself. And then she's given me a discount code for you guys. So I'm going to put that in the description box, and I'll put it down here below, and I'll put her website below. But her website was super easy to use, and she prints the patterns and they come in an individual envelope. She handwrites what the pattern is, what paper she printed it on, and how many pages there were. So I got 3 different patterns printed because I wanted to try one of each of her paper types. And so that's what I did. I ordered the 20-pound, which is just your regular kind of copy paper. Then I ordered the 18-pound, which is, I think it's called 18-pound translucent, which is obviously 18 pounds. It's a little bit lighter. It almost feels like newsprint, but a little bit more structured. And then I ordered the easy pattern, which is it's basically like Swedish tracing paper is what it feels like to me. So I am going to do a more thorough review on those in a separate video. So if you're interested in that, then stay tuned. The next thing I wanted to tell you about is this massive project that I'm working on. So I have 141 dyes, jars of dye that I use for all of my fun ice dyeing projects. I've amassed quite a collection because I'm obsessed with it and I love doing it. I did not have a very good record keeping system. I did put it in Trello, but I'm sporadic about that. I haven't maintained it very well. And I had some swatches, but they didn't really come out that well. And honestly, it was back when I first started buying dye, so I didn't have that many, and I wasn't keeping up with the swatches as I bought new dye. So I scrapped all those swatches. I started from scratch. I went through and organized all my dyes by color family. So I've got pinks, reds, oranges, yellows, greens, blues, purples, and a box of neutrals. Yes, I do have some neutrals. And I put all those in a list. I alphabetized them. Then I bought a package of 24 flour sack towels on Amazon. They were 27 by 27 inches. I washed them all, and then I cut each towel into 9 equal sections. So I have way more of these swatch blanks than I need. But then what I did was I took some HTV heat transfer vinyl, and I just made little 2.5 by 1/2 inch iron-on labels, made them blank. I printed them out, and then I ironed them on to the towel blanks. Then I soaked the towels in soda ash, because that's what you need to do for the dye to adhere. And then I used little plastic, 7-ounce plastic disposable cups. I labeled the cups. I wrote on my labels what color I was going to put on this blank. I put the same name on the plastic cup. I wadded it up because I'm not doing anything fancy from a fold perspective. I put it in the cup, and I did one color family at a time. I'm still in the process. So I'm doing one color family a day because they need 24 hours to batch. So I've got pink, red, and orange complete. Yellow is batching right now, and those will be washed and ironed tonight. This is Strawberry Skies. I had it in the pink family. It's clearly not pink. It's like it either belongs in the blue or purple family. But this is why I love ice dyeing, because if you were to take the Strawberry Skies dye and make a liquid dye out of it, it would just be a solid color. But because I'm taking the powder, sprinkling it over my fabric, and then putting ice on top, or you can put the ice down and sprinkle the dye on top. It doesn't really matter. It splits out into all these gorgeous colors. So this is one dye that splits out into these colors. Anyway, so I've got my swatch collection started. This is going to make it so much easier for me when I'm ready to dye something. I can go through my swatches. I'm going to put grommets on them and put them on a ring. And so I'll have them ready. Now, one of the things I found, after you dye it, you have to rinse it and then wash it in a specific detergent and dry them. And the frayed edges were out of control. So I was using pinking shears to kind of keep it from fraying. And because of the arthritis in my wrists and my pinking shears are like really awkward, they're not easy to maneuver, I went online on Amazon and bought pinking blade for my rotary cutter. That just arrived today, so my next batch and forward, I'll be able to use the rotary cutter to clean up the edges of my swatches. Anyway, I know that was long-winded, but I'm super excited about my swatches. I love my ice dyes. And once I have my full batch of swatches, I'm going to take individual pictures. So that's going to be another project in and of itself. And I will put all of them on Trello. And that way it's available for me there. Even though I will have the physical swatches, I'll have multiple locations to be able to access that. So there's that. All right. So the next thing I'm working on, I don't know if you remember, I told you guys, I volunteered to make T-shirts for the cousins for the cruise. They came out really cute. I'll put a picture of one here, and everybody loved them. And here's the group picture. We all wore our T-shirts for our beach resort excursion the first day of the cruise, and everybody loved them. And so they turned out really nice. But now so my husband, who never asks me for anything, asked me if I could make him a Ravens T-shirt because he has an NFL, what's he doing? He's got a fantasy football draft on Sunday. So we bought him this purple T-shirt from Michael's. And then I did you can do a print and cut iron on with your printer. You have to have a laser printer and my Cricut. And so I printed out this image and I'm going to cut it out. So the Cricut will do a very precise cut around the skull. And then I've got an iron-on image that I can just press onto his T-shirt so that that'll be ready for him to wear on Sunday to his NFL draft. Now, as he was asking me to do that, I have a family girl weekend coming up. We used to do a family girl weekend on my dad's side of the family, all of my cousins, my aunts, my mom, even though she and my dad were divorced for a long time before we even started these, she was invited. So the matriarchs of the family, all of my cousins, all of their daughters. So at one point, I think we started it. The first one was in 1997. And then we did them every year through, I believe, either 2009 or 2010. And then as the older generation started passing away, we lost the one aunt that was like the glue that held us all together. She was the major planner for this event, and we lost her to ALS in the early 2000s. And so we just kind of stopped doing it. And one of my cousins reached out to the group of us on Facebook and asked if we wanted to rekindle the girl weekend. So we're doing that in September. And so I'm going to make T-shirts, but it's going to be the print and iron on kind, not the one that I did for the cousin weekend. I had to weed. The one I'm doing for the girl weekend, I am doing the print and cut because you guys, you're going to laugh, but I used ChatGPT to design the image. I just went to ChatGPT on my computer. I've tried it on my computer and the app on my phone. I got a much better result from the website on my computer than I did from the app on my phone. But basically, I just said, create a T-shirt image for the Walker Girls weekend. Put this place, this date. I wanted to have a creek and a beach with some pine trees and a camp and girls floating in the creek holding drinks. Like, you give it as much detail as you can. I wanted it to be beachy colors and a playful vibe. And this is the image that ChatGPT came up with. Now, I will tell you, you only get 2 free images a day. So, and you can tweak it. So there were some mistakes along the way. It misspelled some things. It had some things listed twice. So there was a lot of back and forth before I ended up with this final image. So I did it over the course of probably 5 days because I only got 2 images a day, even if they messed up. Even if ChatGPT messed up, that counts as one of your 2. So, but it keeps it in its memory. So like if your second one is still not quite right, then the next day you can go back and say, please fix X, Y, and Z. And, you know, you'll keep iterating until you get what you want. So I am now going to print this. I don't know how many t-shirts I need yet. I'm up to 15. I'm not quite sure what the final count's going to be. And I'm also going to put it on beer koozies. So I'm excited about that. So that's another fun project that's coming up. I got to do this either today or tomorrow because he needs it for Sunday. Okay, so I am kind of contemplating opening either an Etsy shop or a website or something to sell ice-dyed fabric by the yard. Tell me what your thoughts are on that. I don't know. Like, I know I love it. I love doing it, and I can only have so much ice-dyed fabric. So I was contemplating it, but I'm not sure how many people would actually want to buy it. So I have done some research. I can find ice-dyed fabric, but I haven't found anything more than a yard. It seems like most of it is quilting cottons and not garment fabric. So I'm just wondering if it's not out there because there's not any demand for it, or it's not out there because nobody's thought of it. Just curious. Like, I don't want to go hog wild. I also need to find a place where I can, I don't know how to like set it up so that I can buy fabric at wholesale prices so that, you know, I need to make a profit, and I don't want to have to charge so much that it's not a reasonable purchase for somebody. So I'm bouncing those ideas around. I've already got a business name. ChatGPT came to the rescue again, and a logo. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or not. So I'd love your feedback on that. Anyway, I don't know if you watched Trish from Pinkies Farm, her Friday sews today, but she bought some really beautiful printed sheets from Natural Life because they were on sale. I saw them, and we have our Sew Sister chat going on, and I threw it out there that they were on sale, and I envisioned them as like a chalk and notch Marcel dress. But yeah, I think they'd make a beautiful like mixed print tiered dress or something. But Trish bought like $155 worth, and so did I. She's already got hers. She showed them in her video today. I think mine are arriving today. But I also bought quite a bit of those sheets, and I also bought a shower curtain that was a really fun like mushroom print that was on sale. So yeah, I think that could be a fun dress as well. Anyway, speaking of Trish, I am seeing her and Jen this weekend. Trish is coming down to the Cape Coral area, which is near Fort Myers. So it's just about 45 minutes to an hour or something like that, south of where Jen and I live. So we're going to go and hang out with Trish tomorrow. I think we're going to go thrifting and have lunch and just have a fun day. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's all I got for you this week. It feels like it was a lot. So that's it, guys. This video's over. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.